everyone, my name is Aziza from Jakarta Health Polytechnic 1 in major orthotic prosthetic. In this session, I will explain about how to determine knee joint axis. Happy watching! Before casting, usually we should marking bony prominence and then determine knee joint axis for placement knee joint in cavo and H-cavo. And how to determine the joint axis in cavo and H-cavo. The first you should mark the bony. The first is patella. This is the patella. And then adductor tubercle. This is adductor tubercle also. And medial tibial plateau. This is the medial tibial plateau. And for the coronal plane, there is two for the determine knee joint axis. And this is for the first. The patient should be in sitting position. And then find the medial tibial plateau. This is medial tibial plateau. And then find the adductor tubercle. This is the adductor tubercle. And measure the medial tibial plateau to adductor tubercle. Measure from this to this adductor tubercle. And then for the result that you measure can divide in half. This is the line half of the adductor tubercle to medial tibial plateau. This is for the placement the knee joint from the anterior. Or we can determine with the same, the patient still in sitting position, and then you find the medial tibial plateau and 2 centimeters superior from medial tibial plateau. And this is for the placement knee joint axis for the anterior part. And the next move to sagittal plane. On sagittal plane, there is two also for the determine the knee joint axis. The first is include patella, 60-40, 60 for the anterior and then 40 for the posterior. And the second one is exclude patella. Is 50-50, 50 for the anterior and then 50 for the posterior. And the first is include patella. The patient is still in sitting position on the sagittal plane, and then measure the epidiameter. This is the epidiameter, the red line. Include the patella. Measure the epidiameter in the place that has been determined on the anterior part. After that, determine to 1/3 of knee joint. The first you can determine half the knee joint and then calculate to 1/3 of knee joint in here for the half, and this is for the 1/3. And then define to 60 for the anterior and then 40 to the posterior. And then can transfer to lateral side. That should be parallel on the medial and lateral side. And the last is exclude patella. The patient still in sitting position. And then measure the epidiameter, exclude the patella, measure the AP diameter in the place that has been determined on anterior part. This is for the red line, exclude patella until this one. After that, you determine with half of knee joint, but the exclude patella with 50 for the anterior and then 50 for the posterior. And can transfer the knee joint axis to the lateral side. Should be parallel on the lateral and medial side. And how if the knee joint to posterior or to superior and to anterior or to inferior? If the knee joint to posterior, this is the knee joint to posterior for the extend the leg, and if the patient flex the knee with the knee joint to posterior, can pressure on the posterior proximal calf. This is posterior proximal calf, the pressure, and then for the pressure also at posterior distal thigh, and can create the gap on the anterior proximal calf and anterior distal thigh. And this is if the knee joint to superior. This is the knee joint to superior, and if the patient flex the knee with the knee joint to superior, can create the pressure on the anterior proximal calf, and then posterior distal thigh. And there is gap at the posterior proximal calf. This is for the gap, and the gap also at anterior distal thigh. And how about the knee joint to anterior or to inferior? If the knee joint to anterior, can pressure on the anterior proximal calf and anterior distal thigh. And there is gap on posterior proximal calf and posterior distal thigh. And if the knee joint to inferior, can pressure on the anterior distal thigh and posterior proximal calf. This is the normal knee joint. The knee joint is true of knee joint. The line is true of the knee joint. So there is excessive pressure to the patient's skin, and there is gap also. Is snug fit on the calf section and then on thigh section. During rectification, before filling the negative cast, make sure the placement the knee joint with jig alignment. This is the jig alignment. It will affect it to rectification. So during rectification, can minimize the problem that you have. And for this is for the coronal plane, and this is for the sagittal plane. You can determine or correct if this is correct or not. You compare with measurement during you casting. And then for the parallel, the knee joint should be parallel. If using jig alignment, can set the height and parallel of knee joint axis. This is parallel knee joint axis. And external rotation of foot and heel height. This is parallel knee joint. Should be parallel. No one, the sidebar is to the knee joint is to inferior or to posterior should be parallel. Example, the parallel its mean. This is for the G alignment. You can correctly or not for the height for the knee, from knee joint to floor. And this is the reference that I using. And thank you. Okay, that's all from me. Thanks for attention. Bye.